Hey, what up? This is Coach Cheney, man. You know, being a football coach and being involved in the sport, any coach, you really develop a lot of, soul ties with your players. It's those times where, you gotta take them home, man. You gotta feed them. You gotta, encourage them. You gotta go by the school. They become like your kids. You know, they're just like a kid. Is just like somebody you're raising. You're not raising them. You're not taking anything away from parents. But some of these kids don't have dads in their lives. They might not have a whole family. They might be in poverty. They might be in and out of the system. And you step in, but out of pure love in your heart for the kids, and you step in and you start, fulfilling roles. You know what I'm saying? You see that kid, even if the kid stops playing for you, you might coach him in youth and goes to another high school, stops playing for you, but you're still looking at him, you're still checking him out. You're still saying, hey man, let me check on you, man. You call him, hey man, how you doing, man? I saw you make that big play. I'm proud of you. But some of the kids don't, turn out the way, you would hope. They don't turn out the way that you think they, should have turned out. And but you stay in prayer. You're like, man, it's just a phase. I'm gonna go through it and everything's gonna be okay. But sometimes it don't work like that. You know, got a couple kids in prison, a few kids in prison right now, one or two serving life. I just had a kid, man, lose his life last night. Kid I coached in youth football, man. Still got pictures of him, man. And you know, it's very disturbing. It's very disturbing the things that, you know, that kids choose. You know what I mean? Like, they had a kid and this kid play on the same team. One kid works at UPS and the other kid chose the street life. And not mad, I'm not blaming them, I'm not upset, but choices in life really determine our outcome and our quality of life. That choice to go to work and struggle a little bit and not being able to buy the designer clothes and to drive a fancy car, that starts out for a young person. It starts out, with little or no value to you as a young person. But as you grow older, as you grow older and you don't have to be in the system, you don't have to go to prison, you can have a nice home, man. You can build that career up and you can work on your little side career and make some money, and you can be a value in the community. You can coach young kids just like you were coached. You can pour into young kids just like you did because you chose a different path. So where do we go from here? Do we stop? Do we quit because kids aren't going to act right? Do we stop and do we quit because parents are just so vocal now and they got social media and they're looking for NIL deals and Pop Warner? Do we stop? Nah, we gotta go harder. I gotta go harder. I'm on a college level now, but I gotta go harder. I gotta spread this word harder now because we're starting to lose people to nonsense. You know what I mean? To materialism. And hey, do you see me? I got a big chain on. I drive a big car. We're losing people to that. So where do we go as football guys? As guys who played pro football and college football and love football, who got a lot from football. Do we just stop? Do we quit? Because guys are gambling and drinking at the field and smoking weed. Do we quit? Do we quit because people, kids are coming to games and having shootouts? Do we quit? Nah, man. We go harder. We have to. Because for a whole lot of people in your neighborhood, including yourself, your football coach was one of the main figures in your life. So now, with social media and the ability to be seen and the ability to brag and the ability to, to call people out, man, and now, do you lose focus as a football coach, as a youth coach? Do you lose focus and start to make it about yourself? Do you start to make it about who can has the best bragging rights? Do you make it about who can embarrass somebody or win a bet on a game? Or do we focus more on the young men wearing the uniform? And I know you want fancy uniforms and you want that swag and all that stuff. You want to brag about the score. You want to keep score. But is it really about the score? What is it about? Because as a 25, 26, 27-year-old coach, when you get 45, 55, and those kids become 25, 35, you're going to say, man, did I miss my opportunity to affect that kid in a positive manner? Did I set a good example? Did that kid see me in church? Did that kid see me not in the clubs, not in the streets? I made my mistakes, but man, did I influence that kid with positivity more than I made the mistake? Did he see me doing positive things more than he seen me making a mistake? Yeah, he seen me with a drink in my hand 1 or 2 times. But the other 99 times I was imparting wisdom and knowledge in him that can help him live a better life. I'm talking to youth coaches, man. We could talk about college and NFL all day long, but I'm talking about the guys on the front line who I have a tremendous amount of respect for because I was there. That's how I started. With tiny mites, 5-year-olds, teaching them everything that I learned for the Fort Myers Rebels, for the North Fort Myers Red Knights, and the Florida State Seminoles, and the 3 Hall of Famers I played with, and the countless All-Americans I played with, and the countless crowds I played in front of. I wanted to pour every single thing that I knew inside of those kids, into those kids. But I didn't need all that. All those kids wanted was my time. All they wanted was my discipline. All they wanted was my hard style where I said, look, you got to do it right, man, or you're going to have to pay for that. You're going to have to be on time or you're going to have to pay for that. Well, I can't drive, coach. My mama bring me. You still going to have to pay for it. And you better be running here when your mama bring you late. Yes, sir. No, sir. You don't walk on the field. You run on the field. We can be losing 50 to zip. You never quit. You play hard or you won't play no more. If you're a running back, you got to block before you get the ball. My staff was on the same page with me when it came to discipline because I didn't have it any other way. I've lost some. I've lost some to the streets. But I gained a whole lot for the better purpose and being assets to this world. I had some casualties. I didn't want to lose none. And I don't think the ones I lost are lost because they'll get another chance except for one of them. But youth coaches in America, this is a plea. This is a cry to you to make sure that you're taking this responsibility seriously. We can't afford to lose no more. You are the only church that some of these guys go to. We still got to pray over them. We still got to text them all the time. We still got to go by their schools. We got to walk in their neighborhoods, man. We got to keep these babies safe. And a lot of times, the only chance we have to turn a kid around is through sports. Not all of them, but some of them. Those who want to play, those who want to be Coach Primes, those who want to be Barry Sanders, those who want to be Debo Samuels. They got a goal. They want to be that. But we have to dangle that as a carrot. And the whole time we're dangling that carrot of pro football and pro riches, in the back door, we got to be teaching values and morals and how to live, man, in this world. And how to value education. And we got to change college into making it into the pros. We got to change that to, hey, getting that education and starting networking. We got to teach them how to network. We got to bring speakers to our practices. We got to bring the judge and the police officers to our practices. We got to bring the attorney to our practices. We got to bring the home builder to our practices. That's where we are right now. And a lot of you will skip over this video because there ain't no highlights. I get that. But this is specifically, man, to the parents and the youth coaches, the teachers, the people in the community. This is for you, man. We can't. We've done our thing. We've got our money. Our careers are going well, man. But we can't stop because there's some hurting kids in these neighborhoods, man. There's some hurting kids in these schools. And I always believe this. Once you have a child, it ain't about you no more. If you should decide to have a child young, it ain't about you no more. It's about nurturing and bringing up them kids and the image and admiration of what everything and what's right. Discipline. Something happen to you tomorrow, your kids should be able to function, cook, clean, make up their bed, wash themselves, brush their teeth, go to school presentable, understand how to act in class, understand how to pay attention. That's your job as a parent. Teach them how to take hard coaching on the field. Teach them how to be a disciplined child so they can be a disciplined athlete. Because at this college level right here, you can't make it without being disciplined. You can't make it without having some time management skills. You can't make it and you can't study. You can't make it if you can't be in a community with people who don't look like you. So where do we go? Parents are screaming at you across the gate, you coaches. What are we gonna do? Gonna quit? Or we gonna find a way to communicate with them so they'll know everything and got to scream? I over-communicated with my parents. I text them 2, 3, 4 times a day. Remind them about practice every day. Remind them about dress code every day. I had a dress code. You couldn't wear what you wanted to on my team. From the time I was a tiny mite head coach to the time I was a high school head coach, you couldn't wear what you wanted to wear. You wear what the team wore, or you didn't line up. You didn't dress. When are we gonna get back to those old school values? If we're beating the team, we ain't try to beat them to death. We had respect. Plenty of times in Pop Warner youth football, I could have scored another touchdown, but we kneeled on it. And we explained to our young men why we kneeled on it. We want to show respect. From the teams that we couldn't beat to the teams that had no chance against us, we always showed respect. And when you model respect, you get a whole nother generation that'll model respect. And many of our kids are losing their freedom and their lives just because of lack of respect. Teachers aren't respecting people. Ministers aren't respecting people. Coaches aren't respecting people or displaying respect. But youth football coach, that guy coming from his job, volunteering his time, you hold a key to our young men's future in football. Before they can get to us or the NFL, they gotta go through you. They gotta go through your program. I get hundreds and hundreds of kids sending me film, want a college football dream. But the dream can't be realized without your organization and discipline. So watch what you say online. Watch what you say on the internet. Watch what you say in the streets. Because you hold the key. You're the role model. You're the guy that'll always be talked about generation after generation. You're immortal now because you're a football coach. And you will get soul ties. You will get linked in with these kids. So take this responsibility. Take this responsibility with the utmost seriousness. Enjoy yourself, win games, beat people, but it gotta be more than X's and O's now. It gotta be more than X's and O's because our kids can't make it without your help. It truly takes a village to save our kids in our communities. So, you football coach, I salute you. And I challenge you to make sure that you're taking this responsibility with the utmost of seriousness. God bless you. Anything you need from me, let me know. Any question you have for me, let me know. Please subscribe to my channel because I'm on a new mission now. I lost a player today to gun violence. Now, I'm just going to flood the internet with encouragement for youth coaches. God bless y'all, man. It's Coach Cheney.